Base building just keeps evolving to what new tricks keep coming. And the last video I made with the flame blower trick on the Dragon Duke, I am telling you, like 50% of the bases I find do not have good blower value. And this is one example of such a base. Like what do you even do on a base like this? The rage tower itself is so deep inside, like it's so difficult to reach it. Even like the clan castle, revenge tower, whatever, it doesn't matter what you might want to get. Like this is a very good example of a base where you don't get good value. So it's been screwing over the fireball yeti furnace attacks that I've been doing recently. It's so annoying. So now we have to go for a new army where, well, you'll see, I worked out a hybrid between Norman's army with the super minions, and well, you can see the Yetis are also still kind of over here. But the gist is that you're going to have to depend on also being able to switch between siege machines, and you just have to very tactically break bases down. I have removed the stick horse and giant gauntlet from the king and gone for some older equipment, and this might work better because what you want to do is try to protect your queen a little bit better. The only option left now is to go for ambitious arrows, and you have to do some weird things to set stuff up. I'll show you guys some replays and explain in insane detail how you can try to set up some attacks using this army, at least based on what I've understood. Okay, now this is an example of a very nightmarish base. Usually, with the old way of doing things, the log launcher with the Super Yeti and Super Valve can grab the Guardian, but it's very difficult to try to plan value around this base. It's not super intuitive, but I'll just try to give a breakdown. Your Fireball does not have to go for a Rage Tower. You can actually Warden walk Rage Towers pretty conveniently more often than not. Like if you look at this one, for example, if I were somehow imagine this area was not there, and I'm just Warden walking from this bomb tower onto this Rage Tower, your Warden will be able to actually handle that Rage Tower because the only damage he will have is one Rage Scatter shot on him, which he can handle. And the Rage effect will wear off because this guy is so damn slow, he will take forever to deal with that defense anyway. So instead, focus on using your Fireball to take out some inconvenient areas of the base to help set up the next phases. Now, for example, this monolith is a good target of a fireball, or even like this area of the base, right? You have fire spitters pointing outwards. So I just feel like splash damage is one of the worst things you have to deal with in this game, especially with this enemy hero farm over here. So first things first, I was just like, let's just get all of that out, and just went for a fireball straight up on the builder hut. Now you'll notice we have some super minions in this army. You have multiple ways to use them. You can use the super minions to act as kind of a DPS increment for the warden. And yeah, you'll also see this flame finger I'm setting up over here. But it's a nice flame finger, I'm not gonna complain. Uh what was I saying? Yeah, super minions. If you want to increase the DPS on the warden, drop just one. Don't drop more than that. Because if you're gonna drop two super minions, it's gonna be more than 20 housing space, and that means he is going to target whatever the super minions are targeting. Instead, just look at this. I'm deliberately dropping just one super minion right now because I can see my warden is leaning towards getting the left X bow. I'm just gonna let him grab it before I will use two more super minions later on to make him get onto the right side. No recall used yet. This is a very neat trick where you're doing kind of this lazy fireball and you're just gonna use super minions to retarget him like this, just like this. I would have needed a recall right now if I wanted him to do this, but instead I can just use super minions. So this is just an intro to how you can use super minions. After that, the Dragon Duke, well, you have to just see, like approximately, I can see my Flame Flinger will grab all of this, Fireball grab this, and looks like my Warden is walking towards this area. So let's just start with weakening up some areas of the base that I can now approach with my heroes. It's either this area or like this area. So I just thought like, okay, a natural start point may be this monolith area. And I feel like the monolith is a threat for the Dragon Duke, and the Revenge Tower is a threat for, you can say, the Queen. But if you had to choose between the Monolith and the Queen, Monolith and the Revenge Tower, if you had to take one down, Definitely try to take the monolith down early if possible, just because the revenge tower can be easily tanked using the snake spawned from the king. And we still maintain all of the support spells from the earlier version of this army, so you can just keep dropping them continuously wherever you go. Just note now that the clan castle is not as high of a priority anymore, so feel free to deal with it as you kind of move through it. You have many spells anyways to deal with it. You also have the snakes spawning from the king, and we also have a couple of yetis to provide a nice buffer for the queen, so that she doesn't die immediately after shooting her arrow. I've faced that issue a lot. So that's about it. You can see, like, we are Warden walking this Rage Tower. It doesn't even matter. We had the recall spell as well. You get a triple. Now, maybe one thing I didn't specify is the super minions. If you have any left, they can be used for two other reasons as well. I'll go through them in some other replays. Alright, here is the next base, and you can just try to make a judgment call. It's the same base I showed you at the start of this video. Um, I did mention there's two other ways you can use super minions. One of them I'm gonna definitely show you at the start of this attack, kind of start of the attack. But anyways, we're sacrificing a rocket launch to take that expo down, and you can see what an amazing flame flinger this sets up. So we're just gonna have the flame flinger deal with the entire left side of the base. I'm not even fireballing the rage tower. I'm just fireballing what seems like a lot of damage for my warden to deal with. Plus, you can think of it as a funnel for the warden himself. Also notice how I'm making the warden lean towards the monolith side of the base, just because I feel like the monolith, he can 1v1 the monolith, but I don't think anything other than like the king or the dragon duke can 1v1 the revenge tower successfully, I should say. So yeah, look at this bottom side, right? I love using the super minions like this as well, by the way. Like, we managed to get all four of these buildings out. So now the nearest building for a queen arrow to shoot is actually the defense itself. And this sets up a wonderful line down the middle. Just look at this. Two earthquakes up top. We get the inferno damage, and then one for the bottom. Look at that value. It's just so damn clean. So super minions are very, very versatile. I definitely see the value. And now the only mistake I made over here, which I kind of feel I should have improved on is you saw my queen walked right into both of the super wizard towers. She would have died. Literally, she would have died. I'm not doing a good job of placing the Yetis, Ice Golems, etc. as buffers in front of my queen, and as a result, I had to waste my totem over here. So you can already imagine that Guardian takedown is going to be significantly more difficult than it already is in the new Legends mode. So we'll just do what we can. We'll drop the poison spell. I do this thing as well where I try to drop some super minions behind my hero push, maybe one, maybe two, nothing too specific, just to try to help with DPS as they're trying to push through the base. They have the long range shots. My heroes are tanking anyway, so might as well try to get the damage onto buildings while my heroes are pushing forward. So yeah, Flame Flinger is doing its job. King has to now 1v1 this Guardian. He will barely manage to do it. But you can see I'm already dropping the skeleton spell in anticipation of everybody walking onto the Revenge Tower eventually. So yes, King's Spiky Ball should pop soon. That Revenge Tower is like one shot away, but luckily we ran out of the King Snakes because we couldn't deal with the Guardian. I didn't have the totem to tank against the Guardian. So that definitely took a lot of the snake value out. But we'll still manage to get this base down just barely. Like, even though the Revenge Tower is one shot, I just need one hit on it from my warden, and we managed to get it. So so here's the next base that we've got, and I think it's a pretty typical base style. Luckily for us, we don't have the lava launcher to deal with, so that's one less defense on the base. I it just gives me some scope to make mistakes. Now, for these bases, usually, I think, yeah, you can notice that there's Flame Flinger weakness over here, such that you can weaken up most of a Rage Tower. Remember that Rage Towers can either be dealt with using a Warden charging into it, or you can remove half or most of it using a Flame Flinger. So if I just remove this mortar, I can literally just take care of this area of the Rage Tower, and that's most of it, which is good enough for me. What's important is that the heroes, I should say, like the king, queen, etc., they have more speed to push through buildings, so you don't want them to deal with the rage tower in its entirety if possible. You would, because then you're gonna have to start burning spells to support them, and you'd like to save them for the guardian. Yeah, like the poison, the totem, the freeze, like most of these you want to try to save for the guardian. So just try to waken up the base from that angle, I guess, as much as possible. Yeah, you can see it's a pretty straightforward fireball, and getting this in this manner allows us to it allows us to get a poison spell saved for the guardian, and it also kind of sets a nice funnel for things to go either way. I made a mistake of wasting one earthquake. You can see I only have two earthquakes left. Otherwise, I'd usually have like three earthquakes left. So now, how do we break this base down, right? I have a few options. If I had the third earthquake still, I would have used my Dragon Duke on the left side and done it such that the arrow goes through some of this area of the base. Because Flame Flinger has already taken care of the bottom area of the Rage Tower, and I just feel like the Flame Flinger also sets this funnel such that my heroes can round about into the monolith to deal with the Guardian. That's just what I feel is something that would be possible. You can see I can easily like funnel out all of these buildings, but I only have two earthquakes up, so I decided to try to more aggressively target this Rage Tower on the bottom. And you'll see, inside I just used the Duke from the right side, completely whiffed my arrow and my Duke. Like I am just so bad at this. I'm making so many mistakes, so I now have to start burning spells like this. But the most important part probably is that you need to throw your Yetis in front of your queen as soon as you fire her ability, or she is literally going to die. It's not even an if, it's like trust me, especially for some ambitious arrows that you're gonna hit, she will literally just immediately die. So at least now she gets the entire rage tower down. The Yetis provided a bit of tanking. I'll happily take it. So now we can just this is an example of where the super minions kind of come in clutch along with some of the rocket loons. So now you can see, right? Like okay, I guess it's also a little bit of the snake bracelet itself, but I'm happy that we have what we have. Like the snakes can clutch up against revenge towers, and enemy heroes. Like my queen is still alive, so I'm not too unhappy with this. We can use some of the super minions to also clean up some weaker defenses in the core, just like that. And despite of all the mistakes that we made, like I didn't hit my arrow with the Duke, so I didn't even finish off the Rage Tower buildings. Um, yeah, and I wasted a third earthquake at the start. We're still gonna get this one down, and I would say it's pretty comfortable because like we still have a Warden sufficiently alive. There were no struggles in doing so, and yeah, this one goes for a triple. All right, it's a very similar base, but you'll see that I don't have the option to set up a flame flinger the same way anymore. We have two X-bows protecting the rage tower, so we're gonna have to be a little bit different on this one. And to that extent, I don't even remember what I did. So let's just try to walk through this attack just one by one. I really don't remember what I ended up doing on this attack. I'm wondering if I got a fireball on this ricochet cannon. It's possible. But okay, no, I'm gonna go for a fireball on this rage tower because I realize there's no flame finger value. So let's just get the entire rage tower out. And yeah, oh yeah, look at how the funnel is set all the way until the core using the help of this fireball, right? So it just splits the base into two neat halves from here on. And I guess that's the gist of how I was trying to get this base opened up. It kind of makes sense, yeah. So now from here, I can say that I can either get a log launcher or even a siege barracks going on the right side of the base. So I'm gonna probably try to get some of this out. I will definitely try to get a lava launcher out because it lines up with the straight line. And I think, yeah, you can see I'm trying to use these archers on the right side such that I can fire my own giant arrow through this builder hut. It's going to be a bit of a risky one, but I would imagine it's like one earthquake over the lava launcher plus the long range arrow thing, and two earthquakes on the revenge tower. So I'm just going to speed it up into 2x. I think you can see it's very self-explanatory so far. And I think one other thing I wanted to point out is the timing of everything. I still haven't recalled my Warden even though he's taking lava launcher damage. I was just trying to ensure like I think this is a very cool trick. Like if you manage to get the lava launcher down like without needing a recall spell, just like this, like he's far enough that my own heroes will not go close to him. I don't need to recall him, so this works out pretty well for me. And you'll notice like we're gonna pretty much end on a rage tower over here, and you'll also see that it doesn't matter too much that we're going to do so because we have all of our heroes kind of not going through too much of damage, right? And that allows them to kind of just stay alive such that they can sustainably move through the Rage Tower eventually, I guess. So yeah, we've got a Super Yeti, we've got a few Super Minions. I think we'll start throwing them down to help on this Rage Tower. And look, it's already weak. I haven't even used my King's Spiky Ball just yet. He still has his ability. And yeah, like that Rage Tower is just it's sufficiently weakened up that it shouldn't matter too much now. So yeah, we'll just throw in the rest of our super minions to clean up that remainder of the rage tower. And I guess my Dragon Duke crash ability got wasted, but it's fine. Like we don't have to deal with the Headhunter Clan Castle. Yeah, there's also one more thing that I have found very interesting. Like you don't have to prioritize a clan castle as much. If you can get it conveniently using some aspect of the attack, please do go for it. But in some cases, like this one, where it doesn't line up well with the arrow, jetpack, or even the fireball, you don't have to worry about it too much. You just try to find some cheap fireballs, cheap arrows. Try to save your spells so that you can support your army later. So that's more or less the gist of it, and it is difficult. You can see, like I'm still learning. I've there's so many things to keep in control of, but I would practically consider this like a 6 or even 7 out of 8 triples. Um, you don't want to know the mistakes I made. It's really stupid. I'm gonna keep at it. You guys know, like every week I'm probably uploading a new Fireball army, but it's just because the meta just keeps evolving as well. So we're sticking to this one for now. I will probably be able to make more videos on this next week, but let's see. This is what I have for you guys for now. So take care and peace.